Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is my papa's 1954 Chevy 3100. His dad bought this in 1956, and we've been in the family ever since. Now, Papa's had this since 90 something. Now these Ford models, the Chevrolet models, and the Ford models and everybody else had metal. Well, you could get them with metal or wooden beds. Now, what you're looking at here is a seat frame that goes right to this here. Now, I know we need to do. I know what you guys are thinking. He needs to do a little bit of work to this. Well, yes, that's a seat right there. That's a seat right here. I know it needs a little bit of work, but we can put the frame back on it. That seat frame into here. Now, with these 50s model Chevrolets, if I can get in here with Papa's stuff. Now, as you may notice, there's 4 pedals. Well, 5 counting that e-brake. Now, as you may notice, that there's the e-brake and there's 4 pedals. Well, this here, where I got my foot, that right there is a starter. Is the ignition. Now I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just hold the brake and hold the clutch in, and then turn it over, and then just turn it over? Well, it kind of don't work like that. You gotta turn the key over, hit that. Now the trick is, in the winter time, trying to crank that and hit this. Well, you gotta do this and that. Now, these were 3 on the trees, which means clutch here. Where is it? Here. That would be 1, but as you may notice, the connection is a little disconnected about right now. Now, you would put it in. So we got it in 1, so that's 1. 2 would be right there, and then 3 would be straight down, just like your. It's just like your 3 on the floor, which would sit about right here. 1. No, wait a minute. That would be 1, 2, 3, and reverse would be up here. Same thing here, which 1, 2, and 3, and then reverse would probably be about right there. But Papa had this thing since, like I just said, the 90s. Been a lot of fun memories in this old truck. One time Papa had it. We took it to Greenville one time. I was about probably 6, 7 years old, sitting right there in the passenger seat, enjoying it. Papa over here driving it like it was nothing. Man, memories. Now I want to show you guys a little something. That heater right there is not a Chevrolet heater. It is a Ford heater. Papa's dad put that in there one time at some point. Now, I want to show you guys something real quick. That's how many miles we've had on this thing. Now, these Chevrolets only went up to 90 miles an hour. They only went up to 90 because back in the day these were inline 6s, and you were doing pretty good getting it up to 40 miles an hour. Now I'm going to show you guys here in just a second this inline 6. Ba-boom! Been rebuilt once. Now, I know what you guys are now thinking. Maybe he needs to repaint it. Well, this is a Survivor 1954 Chevy 3100 engine. Now, The black on this thing, the black fenders he painted on here, was not black, was not that original color. Like I said earlier, it blew all over. Now, in 1954, these were our turn signals. These were the turn signals. In 53, they did not have them that square. They had them like this. Papa's got another one down there. I'll show you in another video. Now, they done this in 52, but they didn't have the front. They didn't have the look like this in the 52, 51, 50 models. If you go on if you could look up 1948, 49, 50 to 53, you can see the difference. Now, in 1955, the early years in the 55, they made the look just like that. They're very rare. I know what you're thinking. Maybe you could find them. Well, no, not really. You think some of the tractors I've been filming here lately are easy to find? No, they're not. Now, with this model here, now that's what they had for the longest time. Chevrolet was doing the inline sixes. Ford was doing their legendary flathead V8s. Hold on a second. Ford was doing their legendary flathead V8s, what every hot rodder wants now. I can show you guys another one here. Gotta get the door shut. Now, these things, the flathead Ford was the motor for Ford from 32 to 56, I believe. I'm not quite sure on that. But, like it was back in the day, it still is. Let me know if you guys are Chevrolet or Ford or both. If you're anything else, put it in the comments. I'd like to know. Now, if you guys may remember that the gas caps right here, these gas caps, remember when they put them on the driver's side and then brought them back onto the passenger side? Well, they've done that with these. They put the passenger gas tanks on the passenger side. Now, I want to tell you little guys something about this thing. It's like I've told y'all, it's been in the family since 56. Now, Ford had 3 windows. Those, this window and the back. But they did not have the 5 window. This is the 5 window model. Chevrolet also made another model, but without this. They call it, I think it was a deluxe cab maybe. But I can show you all the difference here in a second about the 50 mile Ford F1 Papa's got. But Chevrolet made a 3100 like this here, your base model pickup. Then you had your 3200, your 3300, your 34, your 35, your 3600, 3700, 3800, and then you went up to your 400. Now, I know what you got. The 3200s for like about like still your second is, like let's say here S10 Silverado. Well, this was like, I'm gonna say your Silverado, I guess. Now, 58 Chevrolet came out with the Apache while Ford was still making their legendary F100s. Now, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick about this thing. And it was this. I'm gonna show you guys this little compartment here. I have no clue what that hole is for, but my guess is moonshine or something. Now, if you guys could hang on a second, I want to show you my papa's 50 model Ford F1. This is my papa's 1950 Ford F1. Now this truck was painted 3 colors, and the 3 colors were blue, baby blue, red, and black. Yes, Lou, I know. Papa said I could have this to fix it up. Well, I've been trying to fix this thing up for 4 years, and never had the chance. And I'm going to still try to fix this up. Now, as you may notice, the gas can was still on the passenger side. They did that all the way from 48 to 50. Not 48 to 50. 48 to 70 something, I believe. I'm not quite sure. Now, with the Fords, they had the turn signals right there. Now this one don't have no motor in it, sadly, or I was showing y'all a flathead V8. Now, like the 54 I was showing you a little bit ago, remember? 1, 2, 3. Well, that right there is a 1, 2, 3 reverse. Now this thing's been sitting a long time. See these logos here? Let me grab one. This right here. This would sit. If I could get it on there. Well, guys, it would kind of sit about like that. Maybe one of these days I'll show you. But this is going to be in the future videos here, guys, fixing it up and stuff. Now, those are Mustang seats. Raymond ain't going to have no Mustang seats in that, because one thing is that's my uncle's Mustang seats, and also that's not original. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it, try to make it original as I can. Now, I know I'm going to have a lot of rust repair to do, a lot on this side. I'm going to have to get a whole new corner panel, a whole new step right there, and patch that rust hole up. I know I'm going to have to do that. Now, as I come around here, I want y'all to see something. I want y'all to see a little something here. Yes, I know, Lou. Sorry, that's one of my hounds. Now, I know what you're thinking. You got a lot of rust here, I know. Now, me and my uncle put that bumper on, and it's not going to hold, I know. But, what we're thinking about doing here is taking this off and adding and doing that with this side right. It would sit about somewhere in there. But I want to also do a wooden bed in this one as well. Now, as you may notice, like in the 54, where it's got this here, well, and the Fords didn't have that until 1956. Where the wraparound windshield came out. Now, in 48 to 1953, Chevrolet had the split right down the window here, right down the center, which would be probably about here somewhere. Now, Ford was doing their full windshields. So if you ever wonder why Ford and Chevrolet was so on top of each other, was because Chevrolet had their inline 6 and Ford had their legendary flathead V8. So, yeah. Now, also with this Ford F1, you had your F1, which was this model, then you had your F2, which was like the 3200 Chevrolet, and you had your F3 that was getting to be like your Ford F350 Chevy 2500 HD to 3500 HD. Now the F4 was like a Chevy 3400 or 4400 or a Ford F550. Now they made tow trucks and all kinds of stuff for these. So did Chevrolet. Now Dodge, oh man, Dodge was doing something. I don't know what they were doing. They were doing all kinds of different things. They're making farm trucks and all kinds of other stuff. Now Ford made all the way up to F1. So they made this model F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7. That was your whole Ford F line. Now in '56, they came out with the F100, F200, F300. And then also in the 60s, if you guys know Ford better than I do, I think it was about 1960, they came out with the F150. And then there was the F250 and all that. But Ford made all the way up to F800 or 900, I believe. I'm not quite sure. But one thing about these trucks, they're very hard to find. And this one, well, I'm not going to say all the way rust free. It's got some rust. Now, back to the rusted stuff on this thing. It's got rust damage there, and the whole door. Whole bottom of the door's rusted out. And that. Well, this thing had a metal bed, so that's a rare option, I think. Like I said, you could get them with metal beds or wood beds. It didn't matter what you had. Now, Dodge was making a D100 and a B1B or a B1 or 1B. I don't know. But I'm just trying to find something new for you guys to see. Maybe we're here like fall, hopefully. I can show y'all a little bit of hunting stuff. Now this 4x8 here, I'm going to show y'all real quick. This 4x8 Papa bought a long time ago. Before I was born. Before I was even here. He bought that for parts tractor. Well, now we're going to fix that thing up one of these days. That's a project for another time. So, yep. I do not know what year it is. Well, I do know it has a hydraulic system on it. It's pretty. I've sat on it and pretending to drive it, but I know what you guys are thinking. Maybe you need to. I know I need to cut some stuff out of it. But like I said just a second ago, it's a project for another day. He's just got so many other projects we got so many other projects right now. Well, a 46 Farmall Super Ray I'm going to show you guys in another video. So, stay tuned for the next one. Have a nice day.